What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today's main deck Monday, and today we are looking at a Primal Kyogre deck. Now, Primal Kyogre actually won the Seniors National Championship here in July for the Americans, which is pretty cool. Nobody really thought that Kyogre actually had the potential to do that, but it actually beat a Steel Rayquaza in the finals, which is very surprising for a lot of people here. Well, let's go over Primal Kyogre real quick. We have Kyogre EX. By itself, it's an okay attacker. Water Pulse 30. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep, so you can put somebody to sleep automatically. Now they need to flip heads to wake up, and if tails, they're asleep, which is good for you. And you can use Giant Whirlpool, which does 140, and you return 2 water energies attached to this Pokemon to your hand. An okay attack. I mean, with 140 and 30, you are knocking out the majority of EXs in this format, which is pretty cool. But the main guy you're going to use here is Primal Kyogre. It has 240 HP, the same as Primal Groudon, and it has the ability Alpha Growth. When you attach an energy from your hand to this Pokemon, you may attach 2 energies now. So you can attach an energy and then another energy, which is a pretty cool effect that Primal Kyogre has. So that way you can get attacking by turn 2 possibly, if you get everything. If you get everything right, you can be attacking by turn 2. Now, you have the attack Tidal Storm. It does 150 damage, which sounds okay. You're not one-shotting anything, but you move 2 energies from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. So the idea is you move 2 energies from a Primal Kyogre to a Primal Kyogre on the bench. And when you do this, this attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon EX. So you do 150, 30 to all their EXs, and then next turn you could possibly play a Lysander, do another 150 to that 30, the Pokemon you've already done 32, you're doing 180 total, then 30 damage to the bench one, which is 180 again. You're knocking out 2 EXs, and you can take 4 prizes that way. And that's why Primal Kyogre is so strong, and it can just power itself up, because it can just use Alpha Growth, and you can power up multiple Kyogres with this Tidal Storm. It's just a very strong attack overall. Now, we do have some helpers in this deck. We do have Keldeo, which has the ability to rush in once during your turn before you attack. If this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch this with your active Pokemon. So let's say your active Primal Kyogre gets hurt, and you use Tidal Storm, you put 2 energies on a bench one, and if you have 2 water energies in your hand, you could do you get Alpha Growth 2 energies onto the bench Primal Kyogre, rush in, free retreat with the Floodstone, send up the new one, freshly new, no damage on it, and start healing the bench one that was just the active spot, and I'll go over how you can do that here in a second. Now, the deck does play 1 Kyurem here. It has Frost Spear 30 and 30 to a bench Pokemon, and Blizzard Burn 120. This Pokemon can attack during your opponent's next turn, or during your next turn, but you can just rush in, retreat, get rid of that effect. Now, the Kyurem is here to help against Klinklang and Hippowdon. It's probably not the best answer, but it is an answer. You could do Frost Spear, 30 damage to an early Klinklang, and then Lysander up, knock it out with Blizzard Burn. Same with Hippowdon. You could do 30 damage to a Hippowdon, and then next turn Blizzard Burn it for a knockout. And that way you can actually maybe win those games. I'm not 100% sure how that'll work out, but that's gonna be your way to kind of knock them out there. And you do play 2 Suicune in here, preventing all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon by Pokemon EX. Now, if your opponent doesn't have a counter to Suicune, you can just automatically win the game, because you're just sitting there. Suicune has Safeguard. You're using Aurora Beam, hitting them for 70 over and over again. And if they don't have any Pokemon to hurt you, you just win the game eventually, because they can't knock you out, which is a pretty cool thing that Suicune is in here for. And you can also wall with Suicune early. If you get the perfect can, you can like rush in, retreat to a Suicune while you power up a Kyogre on the bench, and get when once the Kyogre is ready to go, you can rush and retreat back into the Primal Kyogre, putting the Suicune on the bench, which is pretty cool there. So you get a wall turn 1 with the Suicune, and that's all the Pokemon in here. No Jirachi, no Shaman. We don't play any Ultra Balls. You could put Ultra Ball in here and then put Shamans in here, maybe. I don't really like them because they're 110 HP Pokemon or 90 HP Pokemon that can easily be knocked out. Now, we play 2 Battle Compressors here. Search your deck for 3 cards and discard them. Now, you're going to discard Water Energies and Supporters. If you notice, we played 4 Verse Seeker, so you can, if you have a Verse Seeker in your hand and a Battle Compressor, that Verse Seeker basically turns into a Supporter, because you can Battle Compressor 2 Waters and a Supporter, and play a Supporter for your turn. 1 Computer Search just to help with consistency. Some people are playing DOS Machine to get back stadiums and maybe a tool or something, but we're going with Computer Search in here. 3 Dive Ball. Dive Ball just says search deck for water Pokemon, reveal it, input in your hand. Very strong card. You can search for any of your water Pokemon, so it doesn't matter what kind. Primal Kyogre, Kyurem, Suicune, Keldeo, Kyogre, whatever you need, you can get it with a Dive Ball. Now, we play 2 energy retrievals in here. Put 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand, and this is really good. Combine this with Battle Compressor, you can discard some Water Energy, then you can energy retrievals the Water Energies back into your hand, then you can Alpha Growth 2 onto a Primal Kyogre, and you basically have a lot of resources to make sure you get that Alpha Growth off. Now, we also played 2 Mega Turbos, attach that basic energy from your discard pile to one of your Mega Pokemon, and obviously you're going to attach this to a Primal Kyogre. It seems iffy, but it seems cool if you could pull it off. So that way, turn 1, you can attach your energy to Primal Kyogre, next turn Alpha Growth 2 on there, and then you can use Mega Turbo to attach another to Primal Kyogre. If you want to go more with this route, you can maybe put a Skyla in here so that we can Skyla for Mega Turbo, or even you can put more Mega Turbos in here, and that way if a Primal Kyogre in the active spot does get knocked out, you can maybe Mega Turbo twice and then Alpha Growth if you play like 4. We do play 1 Professor Letter here, not 2. We just play 1. Search deck for 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, and put in your hand, and that's just going to get you 2 Water Energies. 4 VA Secret 3 supporters, we have 1 Colress, 2 Lysander, 4 End, 4 Juniper, 3 Rough Seas, which is one of the broke cards in this deck. It says once during turn, before each player's turn, that player may heal 30 damage from each of their water or lightning Pokemon, not just 1 from each. So if you have multiple Pokemon that are hurt, you can Rough Seas the damage off, and eventually you can heal a lot of damage off with Rough Seas if your opponent's not paying attention. You can just, if they don't counter your stadium, you can heal 30 for maybe 3, do a 90, do it again. You can heal 180 within 2 turns if you have 3 Pokemon out there with damage, which is pretty cool there. Now we do play 1 Shrine of Memories. Each player's evolved Pokemon can use any attacks from its previous evolutions. So that way, if you need a Water Pulse, you can. If you need a Giant Whirlpool, you can. Let's say Primal Kyogre. It's going to get knocked out next turn. You can't do anything about it. Maybe you want to save the energies. You're not sure who you want to attach them to. Maybe you don't have a Kyogre EX out in play right now. Maybe you can Giant Whirlpool the energies back into your hand. And because you can't use Tidal Storm to move into a Suicune because of the safeguard. So maybe if you only have Suicune out, you can Shrine of Memories and then use the Giant Whirlpool to put the energies back into your hand. But the main thing here is for the Water Pulse. If you can't attack, if you don't have the 4 energies, you might as well Water Pulse while you can. Try to put somebody to sleep, which is pretty cool there. 3 Floatstone to try to help the kiddos get free retreat. Maybe cut down to 2 if you want to play more Mega Turbos. I like 3 just in case they play like multiple Zero-6 or Megaphones. You can put Floatstones back onto Keldeos. 3 Links, so that way your turn doesn't end when you Primal Evolve. 3 DCEs, and this combines with Suicune. It helps with the Roar Beam. And if you're playing against Seismitoad, and they Lysander something up, and you can't put a Floatstone in Keldeo, you attach a DC to a Keldeo, rush in and retreat and attack with something, which is pretty cool there. And 10 Water Energies, and that's the deck. Primal Kyogre is a really strong deck. I really do like it. I got a top 8 out of states with it, and it was pretty fun playing it. But hopefully you enjoyed this deck, and let's see it in action. Alright, so we're playing against Brady's mom, dad, playing an all-fighting deck. Now, depending on what kind of fighting deck it is, we should be able to win. If it's like a Landorus Hawlucha deck, we should easily beat that. We just put a Suicune in and eventually win that way, because the Hawluchas can't hurt you, the Lucarios can't hurt you, the Landorus can't hurt you. But if it's Groudon, oh my goodness, when are we going to stop Mulligan? Oh my goodness, that was so many Mulligans. Oh, thank goodness we can Verse Seeker. I just wasn't paying attention. But if it's Groudon, it's a bit of a tricky match. Just because Groudon can one-shot your Kyogres. But they receive a Landorus. That's what we like to see here. So here we're going to Battle Compressor. We're going to discard an End for sure. We're going to... How many cards are in his hand right now? That is so many. We'll discard a Water Energy and another Water Energy. Get 2 in the discard pile here. We'll put a Floatstone on the active. Put a Verse Seeker down, put it in, and yeah, we'll play the end. You're not having all those cards. Sorry, buddy. And there's a Kyogre, there's a Water Energy, and we'll keep the other Keldeo. Oh, I'm trying to think. We'll put this Keldeo here, we'll rush in, and we'll just end our turn. I guess that's a good play, I'm not sure. Next turn, we could play it in, maybe hit a Link, and we see a Headringer coming down onto our Kyogre. No, Fighting Stadium, okay, Karina. Now let's see what kind of fighting Pokemon does he get here. There's a Hawlucha. And let's see. So, like I said, if it's a Hawlucha Landorus deck, we could just attack with Suicune and eventually win that way. And a Muscle Band, so we'll see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to see 90 damage done to this Keldeo here. So there's 90, 30 to probably the bench Kyogre. Alright, so he did put down the Hawlucha, which is pretty interesting. Here I'm just going to play an N. We'll put a Water Energy here, And I will actually just Prime Evolve to end our turn. We'll let the Keldeo next spot get knocked out. That's fine. Next turn, we can Mega Turbo, put a DC, and actually knock out this Landorus. And end my opponent down to 4. Here we see Karina. Let's see what he gets here. There's the Lucario. Now, Lucario's kind of interesting. He's not weak to water, but once we do this 130 and then 150 and 30 to this Lucario, we should be able to knock it out next turn. There's really no way he can heal the Lucario, which is good for us. Here we see a Muscle Band come down, probably putting the Lucario with the Muscle Band down. There's the Lucario, there's the Muscle Band, there's a Strong Energy. And there's 90, probably 30 to this guy, that's fine. We'll let him take 2 prizes, because we're going to also take 2 prizes here. We'll send it to Keldeo, and my turn, we'll touch a DC, play the Mega Turbo, Verse Seeker for N. Okay, so there's the DCE, and that's the cool thing about DC, you can get around Headringers, which a lot of people do play. Here we'll Verse Seeker forward in. Now with this in, we need to hit a Rough Seas. There's the Rough Seas. We'll hit off some damage. Here we'll put the Suicune. We will retreat. And here we'll just Tidal Storm for 300 damage. And we'll actually just move the DCE to the Keldeo. Now with DCE, you can put water and then DC if you want to move that way. But I want to keep the energies on this Kyogre for sure. So we get another Kyogre. We see another Lucario come down. Here we see a Verse Seeker. Probably grabbing a Karina. That's the only support he's played. Here we see a Karina coming out. Okay, we'll see a Hawlucha. Let's see. What else does he do here? If he doesn't Enhanced Hammer, not that big of a deal. He's going to discard the DC, but I don't really care about that. Discards it, yeah. Here we see a Laser. Trying to put our Kyogre to sleep, but we can rush in with Keldeo. And here we're going to see, what, a Missile Jab for 70. Okay, it's my turn. I'm just going to rush in. We're going to heal off this Primal Kyogre. We'll Press Letter for 2 water energies. 1, 2. We'll put another Kyogre down. Here we'll put an energy 3, 4, 5. Yeah, put energy here. It'll attach a second energy. Okay. And here we will retreat, getting rid of the poison. And here we'll Tidal Storm for 150 and 30 to this Lucario. Here we'll move 2 water energies to this other Kyogre, just in case if he does get knocked out somehow, we can easily have another Kyogre ready to go. We have the computer search, we have energy retrieval, we can get a Link and a Kyogre. Here we see a Fighting Stadium coming down, getting rid of our Rough Seas. Here we see another Headringer coming down. Here we see a Laser, so it doesn't seem my opponent has actually anything in his hand right now, which is good for us. We see a pass from my opponent here. Alright, so I'm just going to Lysander this Lucario and win the game. What was I thinking? Energy retrieval, get a water energy, and here we'll attach an energy, and we'll attach another energy with the DCE, and here we'll Tidal Storm for 150, putting 30 on this Hawlucha. Well, it doesn't do anything. And yeah, there we go. You can see why fighting is a good matchup for us, and how you can easily win. And even with Headringer, with DCEs, you can get around the Headringer, which is a pretty cool combo that you can have here. But we'll play another game here. That was a fairly quick game. It was only, what, 5 minutes, if that. So yeah, we'll play another game with Kyogre, and hopefully we don't play against an auto win like that was. Alright, hopefully you enjoy this round. We'll see another one here in a second. Alright, so here we're playing against DES Daddy, playing a Lightning, Psychic, and Colorless. We get to go first, which is always very nice for us. Now, Lightning, Psychic, and Colorless. Maybe Raichu, Crobat, Shaman? Oh, Manectric, okay. Here we'll just play it in. We missed an energy per turn. We'll put the Suicune down. Play the Battle Compressor with discard 2 water energies. And maybe a Juniper. Or we already played it in this turn, didn't we? Yeah, we played it in already. I would discard a Lysander. That way we can Verse Seeker for it later. And here we'll just end our turn. Sadly, we didn't get an energy. But if my opponent doesn't have a way to deal with these Suicunes, we can just win that way. It depends. With the Psychic, he's probably playing Garbodor. So that does actually shut down Suicune. But if we can knock out his Trebuchets before he actually gets down the Garbodors, we can win that way too, because if he doesn't get the Garbodor down, he can't shut off the Suicunes. Here we see a Mustang going down to Manectric. And let's see what else does he have here. Or maybe he's playing Manectric Bats, which is still a pretty good matchup for us, because we can just heal the damage off with the Bats. They really can't knock us out here, unless they get like 4 Zubats. Here we see a Shaman coming down, drawn. Hey, I have 6 cards. And let's see, what is my opponent going to do here? Now, if you play lasers, that could be something different, or that could probably mess us up. Here we see another Shaman, draw another 3 cards. Now, oh, Rough Seas, that's okay. Here we see Colors for 4. Now, with the Shamans, we can actually just, like, eventually knock these out. We can Tidal Storm 4 times and take a knockout on those Shamans. But we're probably going to attack with Suicune. So we see a pass from our opponent here. We'll just play the in. We'll keep the Rough Seas out for now. Alright. Put a Kyogre down. We'll put a Dive Ball. And we'll get a Keldeo out. We still didn't hit an Energy, which is pretty crazy. Put the Keldeo. We'll Battle Compressor. And here I'll discard some supporters. So we'll discard a Juniper. We'll discard a Colress. And that's probably it. That way we can have one of each in the discard pile. There's a Colress. Alright. And here we'll just sadly have to end our turn. Okay. Now, I'll get the Rough Seas out just in case my opponent decides to Assault Laser. We can heal off the damage if he licenses a Pokemon. Maybe he overruns, we can Rough Seas it off. But once we start doing damage, I'm actually going to try to put the Shrine of Memories out, so that way he can't heal off his Lightning Pokemon. It probably won't work, but we'll see what happens here. Let's see, what does DES Daddy have? We're still trying to figure out what is his Psychic Pokemon. Is it Garbodor? Is it Crobat? I'm hoping it's more of Crobat, so that way we for sure have an auto win. Des, I don't call him Des. They receive a weakness policy, go down to Shaman, okay. Maybe the weakness policy is in there to help beat a fighting Pokemon, maybe more of the Groudon version, maybe. It still seems like it would be pretty bad. Here we see an Ultra Ball discarding a Manectric and Lysander, so he does play the Garbodor deck. Okay, so we know for sure he's playing the Garbodor deck. So he will eventually shut down our Suicune. Here we see a Juniper from my opponent, getting 7 cards. Here we see a Headringer actually going out of Keldeo, okay. We played 2 Keldeos, so we'll just try to draw into another one, obviously. We see a Link going to the active Manectric here. And let's see, does my opponent have anything else? We see a Psychic Energy, so we're going to see probably just an Overrun. Like I said, he can't Assault Laser us because we have the Safeguard ability. Yep, there's just an Overrun, but we're just going to heal off with the Rough Seas. Not that big of a deal. So yeah, we'll just heal off the Rough Seas. We get another Kyogre out, and here I'm going to Verse Seeker for a Colress to get 8 cards. So Colress here. We'll put a Link on the Kyogre. We'll put a Water Energy on the Suicune. And here I'm just going to end my turn. Maybe we could have put on the Kyogre and start setting them up that way. But if we can get a DC, a Lysander, we can actually knock out this Trubbish before it evolves. Here we see another Headringer going down to Kyogre. Here we see an end for my opponent. Okay, we still don't have what we want. We still don't have the combination of... Oh, you actually got 2 Trubbishes out now. Okay, very nice for my opponent. Now let's see here. Does he have a Floatstone Garbodor play or not? It's the big question here. If he doesn't, we're good to go. And if he does, I think we'll still be okay to go. Here we see a Lightning Energy go down to Manectric. And no Mega Manectric has come down either, which is good for us. He only has 1 Lightning in the discard pile anyway. So we're probably going to see an Overrun, or probably just pass. My opponent actually just passes here, which is pretty funny. Oh, we draw into a Floatstone. We can't use it, though. Alright. Here we get a Primal Kyogre down. Here. We'll get a Water Energy to the active. I'm going to put a Floatstone on it, and here I'll just end my turn. I'm trying to debate if that was a good play or not, because now if he gets a Floatstone Garbodor, he can one-shot a Suicune here, which would be pretty crazy. But let's see what happens here. We see a Floatstone going down to Trubbish, okay. There's a Muspet going down to Trubbish. We see a Verse Seeker. Colress here, get 9 cards. Well, he'll probably finally get his Garbodor here. I'd be fairly shocked if he didn't. He gets 9 cards. There's a Lightning Energy going down to Manectric. Does he get the Garb or not? Did he prize his Garbodors? Oh, nope, there's the Garb coming out now. Okay. So what can happen here? I think I'm just going to send it to Suicune. Energy Retrieval to the Kyogre. We can't rush in or retreat anymore, which is pretty annoying. And we're just going to have to try to draw into the other Primal Kyogre. So we're going to see my opponent take a first prize card. Here we see a computer search, discarding an N in the rough seas, probably getting a Mega Manectric. That's what I would get if I was him. Yep, there's a Mega Man. And we see 110, and probably to put some lightning energies on oh, okay, that Trubbish. That way if we license her up, you can actually just retreat it. So let's set up the Suicune here. We get energy retrieval, we'll get 2 water energies. We'll attach 1 here, we'll attach a second one, and here we'll just Juniper. Okay. And here we'll just evolve to Primal Kyogre. Now next turn we get energy retrieval to 2 energies, and we can do 150, 30, 30, 30, and these Shamans actually can't be healed off with the rough seeds, which is good for us. Okay. And also we have the DCE if we need to start attacking with this Primal Kyogre, which I don't think we need to right now. We're going to slowly set him up though. This Manectric's going to do 110, and then we're going to go down to 8, and then it's going to do 110 again, bring it up to 190, and then it's going to knock us out. So it's going to take at least 3 turns for this Mega Manectric to knock us out here. If I did the math great. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that should be correct here. So let's set up this Primal Kyogre here. My opponent will be up to 4 prize cards, or taking 2 prize cards so far. But it looks like we'll eventually probably catch back up. This deck is a little bit slower than most decks. So here we'll energy retrieval. And get 2 water energies out of the discard pile. Maybe I should attach these 2 to active, but we'll just do this for now. So put these here. And yeah, we'll do that again. Put the water energy there. And here we'll just play it in. End my opponent down. We'll put the Kyurem down. It actually seems like a cool play. Maybe we can do some Blizzard Burn for some knockouts. But here we'll just Tidal Storm, 150, 30, 30, 30 everywhere else. And we'll put the 2 energies onto this Primal Kyogre here. So 30, 30, 30. Okay, so into my opponent's turn here. Now, like I said before, we're going to probably slowly knock out these Shamans here, which is good for us. Alright, here we see the Trubbish going to the active spot here. Now, we have a Lysander in our discard pile. So we can Lysander this Mega Manectric, knock it out, and whoa, 200 damage with Tool Drop! Oh my goodness, that was so cool. He just Tool Dropped us. That is amazing. Okay, so sorry about that. Here we'll Verse Seeker for Lysander. We'll Lysander this Mega Manectric. And what's our retreat cost? 4? Yeah, we're not retreating that bad boy. Alright, so here we'll do this again. Put another energy. And we'll knock out the Mega Manectric, put 30 more damage on 2 Shamans. And then next turn, attack with this guy. Hopefully get some more energies. Let's see here. My internet is taking a second to kick in. Hopefully it doesn't disconnect us. This is I just got Tool Dropped. Oh, man. Alright, there's it goes. So we'll put the other energy here. And here, we'll play the Tidal Storm just in case he ends us. We'll grab a Keldeo, even though it's pretty much useless. I'm not going to put it down because it's just a Lysander target. So here, a Tidal Storm for 150. Move 2 water energies onto this Kyogre. And 30, 30, 30. Okay, we'll take 2 more prizes. Or take our first 2 prizes. Not our first prizes. Or not priceless cards. And we'll probably see another Tool Drop here. That was scary. Here we see a Rough Seas for my opponents. And next turn we can attach a DC to the Primal Kyogre. We can attack it, put 30 more damage down to Shamans, and he'll be stuck with, he'll have to, what is it? He'll have to Sky Return these Shamans or they'll get knocked out. Sorry, I forgot what the attack did for a second. Here we see another Manectric coming down. We see an end for my opponents. We draw into a Mega Turbo and a DC, which is pretty good for us. But here we see a Spirit Link coming down to this Manectric here. See a Tool Drop. We're going to see a Tool Drop here taking another 200 damage. So that's what it seems like. In this turn, I'm actually just going to knock out this Trubbish. It seems like it's too much of a threat for us. We just got Tool Dropped. That is crazy. Whoops. Why did I say whoops? I'm so confused. Alright, so you see a knockout there. Oh, you probably meant to send up this Manectric here and knock us out, because now we can send up this Kyogre. Take his only Pokemon that he could really knock us out with. So here, Mega Turbo, put a water energies onto this guy. Here, we'll Professor Letter, get some more water energies. 1, 2, put it on this guy. Yep. There's another energy. We'll put a Floodstone on this guy, and here we'll Tidal Storm for 150, 30, 30. He said whoops because I'm pretty sure he meant to send him this Manectric here and knock us out with that guy. Because now we can take out his main, one of his main damage attackers right now, which is pretty funny here. Alright, so we'll take our 2 prizes cards here. Yeah, my opponent probably sent this Manectric, we would have been in trouble. Let's see, if you tool dropped, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, the 20 times. So yeah. Or did he have a tool on the 2? He did. Oh, so. Oh man, both prizes are Mega Manectrics. That stinks too. But as of right now, we're actually going to win. We're going to knock out these 2 Shamans here, unless the Sky returns and one of them is our max potions. Then he'll have 1 more turn. He would see a Psychic Energy go down to Manectric here. Man, that was a crazy tool drop. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't even notice he was playing tool drop Trubbish until he went and attacked with us. Alright, so here we see Manectric come to the active spot here. We have the 5 energy, so we're just gonna knock out, take the rest of our prizes here. Well, Rough Seas just to heal off, and here we'll just Tidal Storm for 150 and move 2 water energies. And we'll put it on Kyurem, and here we'll take 30 here, 30 here. Well, I'm trying to say good game. But yeah, that was a crazy game, that tool drop Trubbish. It depends if he had a Lysin or not. If he had a Lysander, maybe he could have won, maybe he couldn't have won. We didn't have a Lysander at the time. So if we didn't have, yeah, if he had a Lysander, he would have won. He would have knocked out Keldeo on the bench and won the game. So that was a crazy game. Manectric Garbodor with tool drop Trubbish. I would have never thought of that. That's a really cool idea there. And there you go. You can see the power of Primal Kyogre. You saw it take down a fighting deck, pretty much an auto win there, and take down Manectric. Even though we had a slow start, we eventually won the game. And with this Shamans on the bench and Jirachis, those are usually free prizes for you about 3 or 4 turns into the game, which we saw there, which is pretty cool there. But hopefully you enjoyed this game. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We hit over 2,400 people, which is amazing. Thank you so much for all the support. I really do appreciate it. But I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow. Alrighty, bye.